When I first came across the Neo Falcom YS series, I had absolutely no idea how to pronounce its name. Attach an 8 at the end, append the Lacrimosa of Dana, and now the entire game looks even more intimidating. If you feel the same way as I did, don't worry because it's not so bad after all. Pronounced like East without the T, YS is a long-running game series of role-playing games that date back to 1987 on the PC 880. The 8th installment of the series, titled Lacrimosa of Dana, sees returning protagonist adult Christian setting off another adventure after being washed ashore the cursed Isle of the Siren. Even though Adol and a few other key characters are present in early titles, previous knowledge is not required as each game features self-contained narrative. A mysterious blue gear named Dana starts appearing in idle dreams after his arrival on the island, and this is intriguing story. YS8 Lacrimosa of Dana was first released on the PlayStation Vita back in 2016, but has since been ported to the PlayStation 4, PC and Nintendo Switch in the past few years. Nihon Falcom surprisingly reported that the native PlayStation 5 version of the game would be combining with all previously released downloadable content include. It was definitely an unexpected announcement that took many fans by surprise, but now it's finally here. How it does it while S8 continues to operate as an outstanding action role-play game that builds upon the foundation laid by YS7 and YS Memorable Celsia, where you can play as multiple party members and switch between them on the fly. Combat is the main focus on the overall gameplay loop, but there are lighting simulation elements as well. The basic of fightings are what you expect: basic attacks, dodging and jumping. Each party member has a set of unique skills that can use an ultimate ability they can charge up. As previously mentioned, you can switch between the characters at any time as the game encourages you to do in order to exploit enemy weakness. The minimap is well designed with the marks for where you need to go and frequent checkpoint crystals that not only heal you but auto save the game as well. As you progress through the story, you start to build up a village of swords of remote island. You can recruit optional characters that set off various facilities such as the blacksmith of industrial arts shop. Sprinkling into this simulation management are wave defense missions that pit you against waves of enemies that attack your village. One major call out is soundtrack and how beautiful it is. The sound team behind the music composition did an impeccable job at crafting songs that I find myself listening to long after the credits have rolled. From the deep melodic piano notes of the opening song to bombastic electric guitar heavy battle themes, the music never failed to keep me engaged and immersed into the gameplay experience. I'm a sucker for those sad and melancholy tunes, and there were quite few tracks that had me shedding into a tear or two. Music is an important part of the games I always appreciate to afford to put into. It's quite obvious that YS8 shows its age with outdated graphics, especially comparing it to the recent JRPGs of this caliber. The cinematic sequences play like a flash-out anime are quite nice, but actually in-game visuals are more on the bland side. The characters, models and environments remind me of something that would come out of PlayStation 2 or 3 era game like Dark Cloud, the old Tales of titles. There is nothing inherently bad about that, but it bestows a feeling of nostalgia for more retro titles. If you think about it, it's quite a strong dream to be able to play such a game ported native on the next-gen consoles, instead of being hastily put together like some other ours. The previous PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch and PC ports were plagued with localization issues, including random quotations, typos, or extra spaces. Those were allowed softer after a series of patch post-launch but left a bitter taste in the fans' mouth. Fortunately, this new version of the game comes a completely different package with no such translation issues present. No bugs, no crashes, or other weird issues were encountered other than a jarring sound during the startup of the game. What does the native PlayStation 5 YS8 brings over the previously versions? Visually speaking, there are some minor improvements, including better quality textures and overhaul of shadowing system. Overall, environments and designs are more detailed, but don't expect too much, given this 6-year-old game. Draw distance has been extended, so say goodbye to those annoying pop-ins during the gameplay. PlayStation 4 versions already runs a smooth 46 per second, with the resolution capping at 80p. This is updated port, features 2 graphical modes that continues to run at 60 frames per second but scales the visuals up to 4K, and one of them boosts frames up to 120 frames per second but caps the resolution at 1080p. It's quite amazing to see how far this game has come from its original release back on PlayStation Vita in 2016, which ran at the choppy 30 frames per second. Load times are significantly improved thanks to the PlayStation 5 lightning fast SSD. Launching the game from the fresh start takes only a few seconds before you get to jump right into the action. So about the conclusion, Lacrimosa of Dana is a fantastic action role-playing game that features an enduring narrative and addictive yet sleek combat system and colorful cast of the characters. Just because it doesn't look as visually advanced as some games might nowadays doesn't mean you should overlook its gamut title. That is a little insensitive by fans that already have a copy of another version to purchase the PlayStation 5 port again. But this is an absolutely must-play for anyone seeking an adventure. It's wonderful to see how many players across different platforms being able to enjoy Nihon Falcon magnum opus. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Bye 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 bye.